Hey, what's up guys, how's it going now? Today I'm going to show you guys how to fix your Nintendo Switch version 1 and version 2 that has water damage. Now the first thing you're going to have to do, if your Switch does have any water inside, any type of liquid inside, you want to turn off your Nintendo Switch as soon as possible. This way the liquid will not make any more damage inside of it. Once you do shut it off, turn it off completely by pressing the power button here for around 10 seconds or maybe longer. Do not plug in Nintendo Switch. Make sure you remove the plug and do not charge it, because you do not want no type of electricity going inside the Nintendo Switch. Now after that, you want to disconnect your Joy-Cons here, because you don't want no type of connection going through the Nintendo Switch tablet and the Joy-Con itself. So you want to take off the Joy-Cons here real quick. Take off the other one here. And on your Nintendo Switch, you want to make sure to remove the game out of it as well. And at the back of the Nintendo Switch, you want to remove the memory card. Okay, now once your Nintendo Switch is 100% empty, there's nothing inside of it. From here, you're gonna have to take off the back plate, and you're gonna have to heat up the Nintendo Switch from the inside. This way, by heating it up, it'll absorb all of the liquid that's inside of the motherboard and inside of the Nintendo Switch. And the only thing you're going to need is a hair dryer. That's all you basically need to heat up the Nintendo Switch from the inside. Now to remove the back plate, you are going to need 2 screwdrivers. You're going to need a tri-wing screwdriver and a Phillips screwdriver as well. These you can search it up on Amazon. Just search up for Nintendo Switch screwdrivers, and these type of screwdrivers with the same exact sizes will pop up as well. So the first screw will be the top one here. This is a Phillips screw. The second screws will be 2 right here at the bottom. Take off both of these. Okay, now at the side here, you're gonna have to remove this one screw only from the center. And on the other side, remove the center screw as well. Okay, now from here, you go underneath the stand here, and there's one more Phillips screw at the bottom here. Now from here, you're gonna need a tri-wing screwdriver and just unscrew these 4 screws from right here, 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 and right there. Now once you remove all 4 tri-wing screws at the back here, you want to get yourself like a very thin spudger here, and with this spudger at the bottom here, you can start by inserting it from the back piece, and as you can see there, it comes off very easily. But once the bottom is removed, the top here is going to be a tad bit more stuck, so you want to get your spudger. You want to start by getting it in between the crack here, just like that. I insert the spudger right here next to the game card, and I just snapped it off just like that. And the back piece basically comes off just like this, and there's basically no type of ribbon cables attached. It's basically separated. Now from here, there are going to be 7 Phillips screws that you're going to have to remove this back plate right here. So there's 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one is the 7th one right here. Now once you remove all 7 screws, then you're gonna have to remove the SD card here. With the SD card, you're gonna have to remove the sponge. So try to get your sponge here and slip it at the bottom so that you can remove this sponge. As you can see that there's a connection, and this you're gonna have to remove. Just leave it on top here. And with the SD card here, you wanna get your spudger. You wanna start by disconnecting it from the side, and it basically just disconnects and it removes just like that. Now from here, very carefully, you want to remove the metal plate. Make sure you remove it in a upwards angle. Don't try to remove it slanted or crooked, because there's some thermal paste at the bottom, and you do not want to mix that thermal paste. So let's start by doing that right now. Let's start by getting by the corners, just like this. This is a thermal paste I'm talking about. You don't want to mix this up. Leave it the way it is. Okay, now as soon as you remove the metal plate, you want to disconnect the battery. And the battery right here connects all the way from the bottom, and you follow the wires. And this white connection here, you want to lift this white connection up. So let's start by doing that right now. Get your spudger. You want to get underneath the wires here. You want to start by lifting up very, very carefully. Now, don't try to do it too hard because you don't want to rip none of the wires up. And once you lift it up like this, it basically disconnects. Now, once the battery connection is disconnected, if there's any liquid that you see at the side, make sure you dry it up with a paper towel or a cloth. Most likely get a cloth like a shirt, like a cotton shirt, because with a paper towel, it could rip and it could leave some of the residue behind the motherboard here. So you want to get yourself like a cotton t-shirt here, and you want to wipe off, pat down any of the water that could possibly be on the motherboard or on the battery or on the fan here. Trying to wipe everything off the best way you can. Try not to touch or move the thermal paste. So if there's anything, any type of liquid on here, make sure you just pat it down just like this. Make sure there's nothing that's left behind. So if you see anything, try to pat it down here with the cotton shirt. Now from here, you want to get your hair dryer, and you want to start by heating up the motherboard for around 1 entire minute. When you're heating up the motherboard, make sure you get in between the cracks of the motherboard here, underneath the battery, on the fan, on the sides, and all of the ends of this motherboard, of the switch. Try not to hit the thermal paste too much. Try to go around the thermal paste. Do not hit it directly. And when you are heating up the Nintendo Switch, don't try to heat it up at one single spot, because that could possibly damage some of the components if you decide just to heat it up in one spot only. So try to move it around throughout the whole entire minute that you're heating it. Move it around the whole entire motherboard here. Try to get in different type of angles, and on the top of the fan here, you could try by heating it up on top as well. So make sure you put the hair dryer on high, and you put it on the hot settings as well. Now once you finish heating it with the hair dryer, the battery is going to be a bit on the warm side. The metal is going to be kind of hot and warm at the same exact time, and the motherboard here is going to be pretty warm and hot. So make sure it's not too hot to touch. So once you heat it up for around a minute, then you want to let it cool down for around 2 to 3 minutes. So let the motherboard cool down for a couple of minutes, 2 to 3 minutes exactly. And once you let it cool down for 2 to 3 minutes, then you can heat it up again for another minute, and then let it cool down for another 2 to 3 minutes. And do this process, or do this cycle, up to 5 times. After the 4th or 5th time of doing it in a cycle, hopefully most of the liquid that's inside of this switch will be dried up, and then your switch could hopefully be able to turn on once everything has been dried up and evaporated. Now once you finish heating up the Nintendo Switch up to 4 to 5 cycles, then you can start by connecting everything back again. So you can start by connecting the battery here, and to connect it, all you have to do is just press down on the tabs here. Just like that, you can hear a click. As you can see, that it's perfectly flat. Once the connection is flat, that means that the battery connection is 100% secured inside. You want to start by placing the metal plate the way you took it off. So make sure it's straight on towards the motherboard here. So as you can see on this side, the screw holes align on both sides and the fan, and you want to just drop it in there just like this. At the bottom, you can see this tab right here aligns as well, and as you can see that, you just place it perfectly on top. This way the thermal paste will not be mixed up around the motherboard on the side. Now just screw in the 7 screws from the metal plate. For the SD card here, do not screw in the screw first. You want to install the SD card chip first. So let's start by screwing in the other screws. Now you want to start by connecting the SD card here. Now from here you want to install the back plate. So you want to start from the bottom first. Make sure these two tabs right here connect at the bottom. Just like that. The sides. And then the top. It just snaps in place. Now once you install every single screw here, you're pretty much good to go. And then you could try to see if your Nintendo Switch turns on. So guys, hopefully by using the air dryer was able to fix your Nintendo Switch with water damage, and that it evaporated and dried up all of the water inside of the Nintendo Switch. If this solution has helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.